I'm going to say something that sounds dramatic, but is actually just biology. Chronic illness accelerates aging, not in a depressing way, in a mechanistic, let's actually do something about it way. Chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and the constant immune activation of autoimmune disease all accelerate processes that normally happen more slowly.
This video is brought to you by A Hummingbird's Journey. End of life can be tough, and a debt doula can help guide you and your loved ones through that journey with peace and dignity. If you're seeking support during those tender times, visit ahummingbirdsjourney.com to find the answers and comfort you need. The link is in the description.
Today, we're talking about glycine and longevity. Not in a live to 150 years old influencer way, in a understand your biology and support it way. Researchers at Baylor College of Medicine have been studying a protocol called GlyNAC, the glycine and N-acetylcysteine combination we touched on in the liver episode. What they found goes beyond liver health. In older adults, GlyNAC supplementation over 24 weeks corrected glutathione deficiency, reduced oxidative stress, improved mitochondrial function, decreased inflammation, and improved physical strength, walking speed, and cognitive function. These are not minor findings. The researchers described GlyNAC as addressing the biology of aging because all of the things it improved are hallmarks of the aging process: oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, inflammation, and muscle loss. These are hallmarks of what chronic illness does to the body prematurely. The connection is direct. If your autoimmune disease is driving chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, you may be depleting glutathione faster than a healthy person, aging at a cellular level more rapidly and potentially experiencing outcomes that look like accelerated aging. GlyNAC offers a mechanism to address the building blocks. There's evidence that glycine levels decline with age. Older individuals and those with chronic disease tend to have lower circulating glycine compared to healthy younger adults. This has led researchers to propose that low glycine might be both a cause and a consequence of biological aging. The logic: as we age, glycine demand increases for collagen maintenance, glutathione production, creatine synthesis, bile acid conjugation. Meanwhile, the ability to synthesize and endogenously may decline. A chronic gap develops. For people with chronic autoimmune disease, this gap likely develops faster. High inflammation, ongoing tissue repair, and liver stress all increase glycine demand. The body may be running on a chronic glycine deficit without anyone measuring it. This is part of why supplementation research is so interesting in our population. We're not just talking about optimization. We may be talking about replenishing something genuinely depleted. Mitochondria are your cell's energy factories. They produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the fuel everything runs on, and mitochondrial function is exquisitely sensitive to oxidative stress. In chronic disease and aging, mitochondria become less efficient. They produce less ATP and more reactive oxygen species, which adds to oxidative stress in a feedback loop. This shows up as fatigue, cognitive impairment, and reduced physical capacity. The GlyNAC research found specific improvements in mitochondrial function, measured by mitochondrial fuel oxidation, in participants who supplemented versus placebo. This is significant because mitochondrial dysfunction is one of the hardest biological processes to improve. Fatigue is one of the most common and disabling symptoms of autoimmune disease. If part of that fatigue has a mitochondrial component, the evidence suggests it often does, then interventions that support mitochondrial health deserve attention. What does this mean practically? I'm not telling anyone to go take GlyNAC and expect to reverse aging. But I am saying if you have a chronic condition driving oxidative stress and inflammation, and your glycine levels may be chronically low, supplementation is a low-risk, scientifically supported option to discuss with your medical team. The doses used in longevity research are higher. Typically, glycine is at 1.33 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, and NAC is at 0.81 milligrams per kilogram taken twice daily. For a 70 kilogram person, that's roughly 186 milligrams of glycine and 113 milligrams of NAC twice daily. But these are weight-adjusted doses. Actual supplemental glycine in research is typically 5 to 10 grams per day total. The cost is low. The side effect profile is minimal. The evidence is growing. That's a reasonable basis for a conversation with your doctor. Buddhist philosophy teaches that all things are impermanent, including our bodies, our health, our circumstances. This could feel bleak, but in the Buddhist framing, impermanence is actually the basis for hope. Because if things change, then current suffering is not permanent. And our choices to care for ourselves, even small ones, matter. Living with PSC has given me an acute awareness of my body's impermanence. My liver may not look the same in 10 years, but what I do today affects how it looks in 10 years. The cells I support now, the inflammation I reduce now, the antioxidant capacity I maintain now, these are acts of care for my future self. That's not morbid. That's actually one of the most motivating framings I've found. You're not just managing a disease. You're investing in a future that you may or may not be able to predict, but that you can influence. Next episode, we're bringing it all together: dosing, food sources, timing, and how to have a productive conversation with your doctor about glycine. Plus, the honest caveats, because this is science, and science comes with some caveats. See you then. I'm Kevin. I'm genuinely grateful you've joined me here at Battle Within Autoimmune Life. Please hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It truly helps the channel reach more people in the community. If something in this conversation landed for you, share it with someone else who might be fighting their own battle within. I'll see you in the next one. Rest well.